Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get right into today's video. So quickly getting into the first portion of today's video, I do have a couple new acrylics on Kairose Nail Supply that I do want to show you guys. So getting into this first collection here, it is called our Glimmer collection. Our Glimmer cover collection. It has these three very beautiful glimmery type of acrylic powders. They all have this nice shimmer to it. It's the same exact shimmer, but the color of the acrylic powders are slightly different, and they are more of like a lighter cover color, if that makes sense. So I am just quickly showing you what they look like in the containers, and then we will get into the swatching portion right here. So as you saw by me showing you the names of the acrylic powders, this first one here is called Showstopper. It's a very beautiful, like light nude kind of cover powder to it, with that nice shimmery like glitter to that acrylic powder as well. And then this one here is like a very beautiful, like milky pink type of cover color with that same glitter shimmery like pigment to it. And then this one here is more like a darker pinkish type of cover color as well, again with that same glittery type of pigment to it. I apologize if I'm stumbling over my words quite a bit. I haven't done a voiceover in quite some time, so I'm kind of getting back into it. So these next three cover colors are not sold in a collection. They are all sold separately, and I did go ahead and try to venture out and find some vendors for you guys and kind of provide more variety for you guys on acrylic powders. If you did not know, all the other acrylic powders that I sell on my website, I hand mix them myself. I feel like just doing that, I can provide more of a good ratio for you guys. As a nail tech, you know that acrylic powders and the ratios and everything is very important, so I feel like me hand mixing them was very important, and I just felt really like I just had so much fun doing that, providing you guys with a variety of colors and cover colors. But like I said, I wanted to venture out and find more variety for you guys, so I just started off with these three, and as you can tell by the consistency, it's so nice and buttery, and the pigmentation is very nice as well. And then last of these two here, this one right here is a cover powder, and the other one is just more of color acrylic powder. So that first one there was called Sweet Talk, and this blackout one right here is just a very nice, very pigmented black acrylic powder. As you can see right here, it's just super dark. And not only that, this is our first ever acrylic powder that has no shimmer to it. I did hand mix this one myself, so finding some sort of pigment without the shimmer to it was kind of hard, but I finally got it, and I'm so happy to have been able to provide that for you guys. And then Sweet Talk here, it is actually an exclusive color, meaning when it sells out, I will not be bringing it back. And the reason for that, like I mentioned, I hand mix all the other colors, so when I mess up and don't have the portions out correctly to match the other colors, I just kind of dump them into like an extra container I have with all the excess ones. So this is the color that I came up with after mixing all the colors that I had that just didn't work out how I wanted them to. So that is exactly why that one is an exclusive cover color. So now that we are done with the first portion of today's video, we are getting into the second portion, which is me just doing a very quick press-on tutorial for you guys. I will be using one of the new cover colors that I did show in the very beginning of the video, along with another color from our Christmas collection, Season's Greetings. So I am just taking the extra long tapered full cover nail tips from Unigella, and I am just trimming them down very slightly. I wanted them to kind of be like a long length for today's video, so that is what I am doing here. I'm just kind of lining them up and cutting them all the same length, and then I will be applying them to my nail tip stand. If you are interested in shopping any of my Kairose Nail Supply products, I do always have the link down below in the description box, and if you use code YouTube, it does save you 20% on your purchases. Or if you have a favorite ambassador, they also have a code that does save you 20% on your purchases as well. So after I'm done applying the nail tips to the stand, I am just taking my buffer and buffing off the shine from the nail tips. You don't absolutely necessarily have to do this, but I feel like it just provides a nice surface for the acrylic to adhere to properly without it risking peeling up or anything like that. Because if you think about it, when you are doing acrylic nails on yourself or a client, you are removing the shine from the nails and then going in with the acrylic enhancement. So I feel like that I just take that into accountability when I am doing acrylic press-ons as well. So once I am done, I did go ahead and wipe off the dust off camera. So for today's acrylic powders, I will be using the color Bad Enough along with Frostbite, which is a very beautiful glitter acrylic powder, and then Clear as well to encapsulate that glitter acrylic. And then this is the cover color called Bad Enough. This is from the section where I showed that I did go ahead and venture out and find a supplier for these acrylic powders. As you can see, at first it doesn't look like it's working great, but the reason why is because my nail room is super cold. I don't really have the heater running before I come into the nail room, which I need to start doing, like kind of run the heater for about an hour before I get into the nail room so it's a perfect temperature. So you will see, well, you won't see me add the acetone to my monomer, but I do that off camera when I get onto the next nail, just so that way it can kind of help it set a bit better without it running all over the nail. But also, as you can tell by the nail, not by the nail, by the color, it's a very nice, beautiful, like peachy pink type of cover powder. I feel like this color is like a staple for everybody who likes that nice pink base. So I was very excited to choose this color here specifically to provide for you guys. Like I said, I'm just so excited to kind of venture out and find vendors to help provide nice, high quality products for everyone. So I'm very excited for that. I will be purchasing some samples here soon to kind of find out what other colors I would like and what other, not just but the consistency and everything like that. I just want to make sure that I'm providing very good, high quality products for everybody. Even as a small business, I feel like that is what can venture you out to become a bigger business, by just providing high quality, nice products for everybody. So that is what I am trying my hardest to do. And I won't be just specifically doing cover colors. I do plan on doing some colored acrylics, some glitter acrylics, stuff like that. I am planning on doing that, and I also plan on having some monomer for you guys here soon. So hopefully in the very beginning of next year, I will have that for you guys as well. So off camera, I did, like I said, go ahead and apply a little bit of acetone into my monomer to kind of help it set a bit easier and kind of work better. And as you can see, it's not running off to the side of the nails like the first nail was. And I do apologize for the color changing on each frame of the video. I don't know exactly why, but when I have some sort of background, like a pink background, or just my gloves being pink, it kind of just changes the tone of the quality, and I don't like that at all. And I don't know how to kind of prevent that, so I do really apologize for the quality of the video just changing in and out here and there. But to kind of explain what I am doing, I am applying this cover acrylic to the 3 middle nails. So the index, middle, and the ring nail, I will be applying this cover color called Bad Enough to all those nails. And then for the other 2 nails, I will be applying Frostbite to those nails as well. So I will go ahead and just let you watch the rest of this portion of the acrylic application play out, and I'll come back in once it's time to explain the next portion. So like I mentioned, I am applying the blue glitter acrylic called Frostbite to the pinky and the thumbnail. You can find this glitter acrylic under our Season's Greeting collection, or if you look under the entire collection's little list on my website, you can look under the glitter acrylic section and it will be under there as well. I did also just recently restock this, so if you're interested in this specific glitter acrylic or any of the other ones, I did go ahead and just do a small restock just today. So go ahead and check out the website, like I said, if you're interested, and make sure to use a discount code that does save you 20% on your purchases. So when doing any type of encapsulation on press-ons, you want to make sure to apply that base layer very thin, since you will have to go in and encapsulate with clear acrylic. On this nail, I kind of messed up because what I like to do when I'm doing some sort of encapsulation, I do like to start at the cuticle area and work my way down towards the free edge. But I was thinking as if I was doing a cover color or like colored acrylic. So I kind of messed up here, but you'll see me on the thumbnail kind of switch that back up. So on the thumbnail, as you can see here, I am just starting kind of at the cuticle area of the nail and kind of working my way down towards the free edge. I feel like doing this way, like when with any sort of encapsulation thing, like glitter acrylic, even a marble, not marble and ombre don't really matter, but using glitter acrylic specifically for encapsulation purposes, if that makes sense, I do like to start that at the cuticle area because I feel like it helps maintain the thinness there. So when I go in with that clear acrylic, it doesn't look too bulky afterwards. I hope all that makes sense. If not, I do apologize. I'm not really the best at explaining things, but I do try my hardest to explain it how I feel like it would make sense. So after I was done applying the glitter to the thumbnail, I just went straight into encapsulating the pinky nail. So I do kind of like to do the encapsulation about 2 beads just to kind of provide a nice protection layer, if that makes sense. And not only that, like I said, to kind of help prevent it not being so bulky. So I will be doing the same exact process on the thumbnail as well. So I will go ahead and just let you watch the rest of the encapsulation process play out, and I'll come back in once it's time to shapeify the nails. So these are what the nails are looking like after the acrylic is completely dried. So to be filing, I will be using my 100 grit hand file, and I start off by shaping up the sidewalls to make sure they are nice and straight. And I do like to file underneath the nail to kind of get any acrylic that might have spilled over when doing the application. And then I do like to file the cuticle area to make sure that area is nice and thin. And then after that, I do like to work the entire hand file over the entire surface of the nail to smooth that out. And then here I am just flipping it over and filing the free edge to make sure that is nice and straight as well. And then this is what the structure is looking like after I do those exact steps. So I will be doing the same exact thing across the rest of the nails, and then I will come back in once it's time to talk about the next step. So after I'm done hand filing, I do like to quickly go in with my e-file and kind of thin out the free edge just a little bit. Specifically on longer nails, I feel like I kind of make the acrylic kind of thick, so when I go in and file, it kind of thickens up that free edge, and I don't like that at all. I like to have a nice even like thinness to it, if that makes sense. Not super thin, but not super thick. So I do that method, I do that step after I am done doing the entire surface filing. And then after I'm done with the e-file, I do like to quickly go back in on the free edge just to kind of straighten that out as well. And then since we are going to be doing a little bit of nail art, I am just taking my hand buffer and buffing over the entire surface of the nails. You don't necessarily have to use a hand buffer for this. You can use a mandrel bit with a sanding band if you prefer to do that. But I feel like it's just easier for me to use a mini buffer to buff over the entire surface of the nails. So these are what the nails are looking like after they've been shaped and filed. Look at how beautiful that color is. It's kind of hard to see, just like I said, because the freaking the tones of the video just keeps changing and it's making me so mad. But anyways, so getting into what we need for today's video, I will be taking this deep blue gel polish color from Blue Sky. It's called 𝓈𝓊𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚, I believe that's how you pronounce it. And I will be using some of these blue rhinestones that I did get off of Temu. And then off camera, I did go ahead and kind of do my rhinestone placement just to see how I would like to do that. And that is what I showed you, just exactly how I like to do this. And then I do like to do my rhinestone placements that are like kind of across the center of the nail or full cover nail in sections, so that way everything is not sliding around. So as you can see, I did start off with the cuticle area, applied a little bit of my McCart rhinestone glue, and then applied my rhinestones there, and then kind of flash cured that in place while I work on the rest of the portions. I feel like just portioning it out and kind of doing it in sections really does help, because like I said, it prevents it from slipping and sliding around, and I know that can be stressful and everything like that, especially if you're doing it on a client. So I recommend doing rhinestone placements like this in section and then just flash curing quickly in between and make sure it stays in place while you work on the next portion. And then this is what the nail is looking like after everything is flash cured. I did go ahead and put it in the light for a full 30 seconds to make sure everything is fully cured. Now I'm just applying some of that gel polish color to my nail palette, and I am taking my 18mm liner brush, also on our Kairose Nail Supply website, and I am doing French tips on the index nail and the ring nail, kind of doing the A method. If you've never heard of that, this method right here I believe is called the A method, where you just draw a line horizontally about how far you want the smile line to end, and then kind of do the side lines curving in into that top line, if that makes sense, and then you will kind of start creating your smile line. And then once that is done, I do like to take the brush from the bottle to kind of help fill it in faster. If you are hand mixing like a specific color on a palette and you don't want to use like the brush from the bottle, you can absolutely use like a 3D nail brush or a cleanup brush to kind of help apply it faster. Or if you do prefer to just use your liner brush, you can absolutely do that as well. And then once I am done applying the color to the top portion of the nail, I do like to wipe down the sidewalls here just to keep the nice square shape I do have. And then after that, I do go ahead and cure in the light for 30 seconds while I do the same exact process on the other nail. So to kind of finish up the design, I felt like I needed to add a little bit more rhinestones. So I am just applying some to the cuticle area. And afterwards, like, well, this first portion here, I did apply some bigger rhinestones. Like, I'm just using the circular ones. But I feel like I applied the bigger ones and it just kind of looked weird. So I do end up wiping that off and go in with some smaller ones, kind of doing the same thing where it's like a cuticle cuff, I guess it would be called, where it's like going along the cuticle area. And then after I did that to the other nail, I felt like it just kind of looked weird, but I still went with it and I finished the nail design like that. But what I would recommend is just doing like a rhinestone or two kind of going up from the cuticle, if that makes sense. I've done a couple videos where I do that specific type of rhinestone placement, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, I will try to film a future video kind of showing that so that way you can understand what I'm talking about. But as you can see, I did wipe off the previous rhinestones that I applied and went in with smaller ones. And then here I will be flash curing it. And then after I am done flash curing it, I do go ahead and put it in the light for 30 seconds to make sure everything is fully cured and is staying in place and not like moving around or anything like that. And then like I said, I am doing the same exact thing to the other nail with the French tip. So the ring nail, I will be doing that same exact thing as well. So these are what the nails are looking like after everything is completely done. I still feel like it looks cute, and I'm very excited because the set in general is just so beautiful. My favorite color is blue, so I was so excited to be able to do this set. This is a freestyle. I just came up with it in my head. I didn't look at any reference photo or inspo picture like that. And then for the top coat, I am just using our classic diamond gel top coat and applying that to all the nails. You will see me kind of skip the middle nail here just because I want to be able to take that off the nail stand and apply it evenly around those rhinestones, so that way it kind of gets in the crevices without going on top of those rhinestones, if that makes sense. And if you made it this far in the video, I do have a little announcement. We finally have been able to launch our top coat refills. It's been a highly requested product that everybody has wanted, and we finally were able to get all the products we need to be able to release that for you guys. So if you check out our website, it will be on the website down below. And like I said, always use a discount code that does save you 20% on your purchases. But once I am done applying the top coat, I do like to wipe down the sidewalls to keep the nice shape I do have, and then I do like to cure them light for a full 60 seconds. That is pretty much the end of the video. Comment down below what videos you want to see next on my channel, and I will try to get those done. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!